Malayalam cinema started slow this year, but it was back on track in the later half. And as always, they provide one of the best films of the year. So let's talk about them. Hello guys, I'm Nona and this is my list of the best Malayalam films in 2022. I've made this list for other industries as well. You can check them out at the end of the video. Now, of course, I've definitely missed a lot of films due to subtitles. If you follow the channel, you know. And one of them is Unni Mukundan Associates. Still waiting for the OTT release. I didn't get to watch the films like Paltu Janwar, Uru Thekan Thallu Case. But whenever I get to watch these films, I'll update that in the comments below. Now, my criteria is very simple. They need to be good films. And if they can make me feel something and have an impact on me, that's a plus. Now remember, this is my personal list. You can agree and disagree with it. Let me know yours in the comments below. So first, let's start with special mentions, and they are Hridayam, Bhutakalam, Kuttavam Sikshayam, Appan, Rorschach, and 191A. So let's begin with our list, and my number 10 is Jana Gana Mana starring Prithviraj Sukumaran. Now in my review, I said this film is a social experiment because it plays with the audience. I love the screenplay structure of it. I like the commercialness of the story. It hits hard as a society. Either you are left or right, this film will not spare you. And this film deals with politics head on. The first half is a police investigation and the second half is a courtroom drama. And if you like either of them, this is for you. Now my one main issue with the film is how it sets up the sequel. I was not a big fan of it and I wish they had done that differently. So number 9 is Puru. I think 2022 has been just me trying to pronounce things right. And I still fail. So this was great Mammootty film with Parvati. Mammootty just killed this year in every film, but this one was outstanding. I even made a video essay breaking down his character. You can check it out here. It was deep, it was layered, it talked about the bigotry, and easily one of the best psychological drama of the year. Number 8 is Jaya 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 Hey. Recently reacted to the film with Ashmita Chechi from I Just React and Review, and we did a combined spoiler discussion. It takes a very sensitive issue of domestic violence and adds humor to it, but not being insensitive to the issue, and that blend works so well. In a way, this film is a commercial version of The Great Indian Kitchen. It talks about the plight of women in society at every level, the patriarchal world we live in, how man wants to control everything, and at the end, it's a woman fighting back. It has a great message, a lot of humor, and great performances. Now, number 7 is an indie film, Attention Please, available on Netflix. If you haven't seen, definitely check it out. I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't seen, but it's a really, really dark film. It's very intense, and there's a lot of storytelling going inside the narrative, which just haunts you. Definitely a surprise film for me of the year. And it talks so much about cinema around us, talk about art, talk about writing. It comments on the society, all blended in a thriller. So my number 6 is Saudi Velika. Really enjoyed it. Watched it in Kerala. So that actually makes it special. I'll not say enjoyed it, like it was hard to watch. You just feel for the characters, what they're going through in the incompetent judicial system. But still, it's very heartwarming. If you haven't seen it, definitely wait for the OTT release. My number 5 will be Mahesh Narayanan's Arip. Again, a special one. Watched it with the director and the cast and crew, and later interviewed them. If you haven't seen them, check it out here. The film has a very documentary style to it. It feels very real, very raw. The way it captures Delhi, the people, the factory, it's so layered, so nuanced, and the performances are incredible. If you haven't seen, check it out on Netflix. Number 4 is Nathan Case Kodu, Kunchaku Boban film back to back. An amazing satire. Loved it. So funny, so relevant, and the way it just keeps playing with you. There are certain moments it really gets dark because it's showing us the true reality. Again, it's a film that strips off the society naked and you can see the problems, but none of us are doing anything for it. Number 3 will be Thala Mala. One of the best action film in India, I would say. It's a crazy film. I feel it's not for everyone. You either like it or you just dislike it. But I loved it. And over that, it's not just, the different kinds of action moments we get to see, but how the story flows in it. And especially in the last half, it's a pressure cooker. Oh my god, the screenplay is so tight, I was losing it. And they pulled off this film in such less budget, and it's just outstanding from one frame to another. So much creativity induced in it. If you haven't seen, definitely check it out on Netflix. Coming to number 2, it's Malayalam Kunj with Fahad Fasil. His only Malayalam film this year and had to be in the top 10 or top 5 or top 3. It's a disaster film. He's stuck in a landslide, and the film could have been just about that. And technically, the way they achieved it, it's outstanding. There are some behind the scenes also available. But it's a narrative they are telling through it. It's about bigotry, it's about differences, and the film shows you how when it's just about being alive or dead, everything goes away. When it's about the survival, it just becomes binary, and that was just wonderful. And my number one is Avasya Vyom, or an RB documentary of an amphibian hunt. It is a meta film, it's a superhero film. I have reviewed it, you can check it out, and I even got to talk to the director about the film and even met him in Kerala. Now all that has nothing to do with the film, I just loved it, and it's actually a satire also. There's so much humor in it just with the editing. No one is making jokes. It was such a unique and out of the box experience. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. I think it's on Sony Live. So guys, that was my list. What's yours? Let me know in the comments below, and you can check out my list for other industries here. If you like this, hit the thumbs up button, share this, and I'll see you next year.